Hello, my friends. This is Sheree. Welcome. How are you doing today? I'm here to use up some more of my Christmas scraps from paper pads. These are all, I think, cardstock. I've got my envelope punch board here, and my quarter rounder, my scissors, and I think that's all I need. So I just wanted to. I realized I didn't have any like Christmassy file folders in my stash. And I do like to make these little file folders out of scraps. So let's start with, let's see what sizes I have here. These can be little ones, these can be bigger ones, and these two. So I need to probably trim this, or let me cut this fold off real quick here. I've got my paper cutter right here actually, so I can cut a straight line. If I use my scissors, I don't know if it'll be straight or not, so I'd rather just use this real quick. Okay, so these can be made out of any size paper, really. So all I do is say this is, let me see if this looks like it's straight. It almost looks like it's a little. Sometimes I wonder if it's me or I guess it's, let me fold it and see. Yeah, it is a little off there. Okay, so let me just, I'm going to cut it like, fold it like this. And like you can do this with any paper. So just take your paper, whatever size it is, fold it, and leave a little room up here. That's about a little more than a quarter of an inch, not quite half an inch. And let me see, I've got this piece to cut off right here. So let me see if I can use my scissors. Yeah, it did look a little off, so it wasn't my imagination. So there we go, now it's straight. So then I will take my punch board and make my little, it's like that little tab that sticks up over your file folder, right? So to do that, I use my punch board, and there's a little punch right here that you use when you're making envelopes or whatever you're making on here, and I put it right up here in the middle of this little piece right here, right in the middle of it. So it's kind of like, it's going to cut off the corner here. So like that, see? So you've got your first little curve for your tab. And then just move it over, and then again, you can make your tab up here any size you want. You can make it tiny, or just whatever you think an appropriate size would be for your file folder. So I'm going to put it, it's probably going to be about an inch or maybe a little bit more than an inch, maybe about right there. And I put that right where my finger is. I'm going to put that right in the middle of that little, where the punch goes, and punch that. See, now I've got my little tab there. And then I'm just going to cut this off, and I just cut that off with scissors, and I try to cut right up to this little bottom of this little curve right here. So I just kind of take it and line it up. I'm just using my eyeballs. It's not measuring or anything, and just kind of cut right up to there. And let me just cut a little bit more here. There we go. Let me cut another little sliver here. Okay, yeah, that looks even. Okay, so then you've got a little tab just like a file folder, and then what I do is there is a corner rounder. If you have this, just as a reminder, there is a little, I've got this corner rounder here, but there's a little corner rounder right back here too. If you have an envelope punch board, sometimes I forget about it. So that's why I'm kind of reminding you. So you can use that on your corners. It's real handy because it's right there. And I think I always round the corners here. It just looks more finished for a little file folder. And there you go. You have a little file folder for your journals. And then if you're, this is a pattern. And then this is actually, I had spritzed this particular piece of scrapbook paper with some green food coloring. So it's actually a light green inside. But you can use these for so many things. You can make a little booklet out of them. Or you could just use this as writing space, or put it down as a little pocket. And, you could even glue the sides together and make a double pocket. Just whatever, your imagination comes up with. You can use these just for a little journaling space, whatever. So that's one, and we use that piece of paper. We've got another one that exact size. So, and I'm going to need to trim that up. But let's use a couple of these too. Let's just see how many we can get done here. And then I'll go ahead and use one of these. And then, because these are the same size, so I'll show you what I'm going to do with one of these. And then we'll make a smaller one too, because these are, well, this was from a 6x6 paper pad, and I just cut the paper in half, and I was making tags, and this is one, I don't know why it's separated by itself, but there it is. So I can make a little file folder out of that. And this is a little strip I had cut off of a piece, so I can make 2 file folders out of that. And here's another little strip I can make a file folder out of. So let's concentrate on these. And so let's cut this. I'm going to need to cut, I mean, I don't really want a file folder that wide, so I'm going to cut this down a little bit. So let me get my paper cutter back over here and do that. Again, just eyeballing. I'll say to myself, what size? How wide do I want this? I really do like about 4 inches wide. If you want to go with 4 inches, that's a good size. So let's see. About right there. Let's say that's 4 inches. As you can see, I didn't measure, but you can see. And then again, just fold it up. I'm going to leave a little, about the same amount, but a little, maybe a little bit more there. And do this. And then make my little, so you can make a bunch of these pretty quickly if you want to. And, you know, once you get going, you're just going to have a bunch of file folders, and you can use up a bunch of scraps this way too. And, you know, you can use any scrap. I'm just using up Christmas right now because I'm trying to put away, anyway, my Christmas crafty stash and organize it and everything. But you know, I keep having these ideas of things like that I kind of would like to have ready for next year. And I know I didn't have any file folders this year. I didn't make any, and I didn't have any from last year or past years to use. So isn't that cute? There we go, another one. Now we'll make a smaller one. Let's do this one. There's a little fold here. I like to cut the fold off instead of opening it up and cutting it, because then you sometimes have a little flip up there from the fold. So I just cut the fold off, then it's nice and flat right there. So this will be a little one. It's made in the same way. That's why I say you can just use any piece of paper. You can make them out of paper too. I just happen to have this cardstock, but I have made many with, many of these with just papery scrapbook paper. You know, like from a 6x6 paper pad or whatever. And let me see how I'm going to do this here. How wide do I want? I think I'm going to put it like right in the middle there. But yeah, that's why I say you can use any size paper, because see how small this is, and you can just make a small file folder. So they're super cute. But yeah, like I was saying, you can just use paper too, paper scrapbook paper. You don't have to use cardstock. And you can use double-sided. I'm just happen to have this just, you know, by coincidence. It happens to be one-sided, but there's another little one there. And let's use this one here. It was, you know, this is approximately 3 inches because it was from a 6x6 paper pad that I was using up, a Christmassy one. You know what? Yeah, I want this on the outside because this is text here. It says probably Christmas words or whatever, season's greetings and things like that, but it's going this way, so I'm going to leave that on the inside so I don't have the wrong orientation on the outside. So again, about 1/2 inch. And you can use a bold folder if you're worried about your crease or anything. Mine seems to be working out fine, so I'm just folding it with my hands. But yeah, every time I'm just eyeballing how wide I want my little tab here. No measuring needed really, unless you really feel like you need to measure. If you're a measuring person, you can measure if you want. But see, they're not really anything you have to have perfect measurements. They're just a fun way to use up some scraps, and you end up with something so cute. You know what I mean? So there you go. There's another one. Pretty adorable, I would say. We made 4 just that quick. So I kind of showed you all the sizes. So now we can just use up the rest of these. And I'm keeping the other little scraps too. See these right here? I'll be keeping these in my stash and doing something with those. And you know, I have a little scrap bag, but I think I used up most of my papery scraps. I have some wrapping paper in there and things like that, wrapping paper scraps. But I think I used up most of my scraps this year. Let's just start using these up here and making some more with these random, sizes. And so I hope if you haven't done this and you have an envelope punch board, you get it out and use it. I know I've used this little punch board a lot, and actually it was one of the first crafty. I actually started making envelopes before I started making junk journals. So this was the first crafty tool that I bought like in 2015. I'm serious. It really was. I'm telling you the truth. And so I started making envelopes, and then just, it all went from there where, got into more paper crafting, and that led me to junk journals. Let's see, let me see if this fits in here. Yeah, this little one's trying to be hard to do the corner, but I can always do it with my scissors. Just a little curve. There, it takes longer, but again, we're not going for perfection, so there you go, another one of those. And this one has words that go they kind of go every which way. I don't know if do I want that on the outside? See how that's like half a word? So I'd rather have it this way. Like that. So these will be really cute to make some little places, little flips or whatever in my journals next year. Let me round this corner before I do my little tip there. Round this corner if you're going to do these little ones before you do your, so that doesn't happen what just happened on the other one, where I couldn't get that up into the corner rounder. Okay, there we go. Oops, I got some yarn sitting here. Yeah, I slowly making progress on putting things away, but I have some stuff put away, and but I still have it handy. What did I do? I thought I rounded the corner. Did I round the wrong corner or something? I don't know. I'm confused now. Maybe I didn't do this one. Anyway, yeah, I'm making progress on my organizing. And there we go. I love that black back there. That kind of like charcoal or chalk almost color. Chalk with, looks like chalk on black there. And then the red and white on top of that looks so pretty. So let's see, we've got 2 more pieces. This seems a little wide for a file folder. Let me, but I think I'm going to leave it. And just, this is a piece that I cut off the other piece that wasn't even before, where I had to cut off that little piece. So it's the same with this. We'll have to cut off this little piece to make it straight. And let me see. I'm trying to see if it's not straight. Hold on. Let me cut it with my paper cutter. Now it's even, but it's not straight. if that makes sense. And what we need straight, don't we? I think we do. Okay, so this one I can make my little tab without worrying about my corner over here. So let's do that because it's wider. There we go. But yeah, I have a little, I've put my things that I have put away. I haven't put it, I keep them up in my closet on a shelf during the year. But I haven't put them on the shelf yet in case I need something. So I'm making progress. And I was going to show you, I'm going to show you my bins before I put them away. To show you how I put like things together. And because last year it was, I put everything away neatly and, you know, kind of organized, but I kind of just put it away and put everything in and just made it fit like a puzzle. Like, okay, all this fits in here, all this fits in here. But like things were not together. Like I had cards in one bin, cards in a drawer, you know, and so I would go through and I was crafting and then I'd be like, you know, and I use a card or whatever, and then I go look for something else. I'm like, oh, there's more cards over here. You know, I forgot about these type of things. So I'm trying to get all like things together. So for next year, when I go to find something, I can, you know, see everything that I have, and, you know, like I'll have more choices because I have everything together now. I have all the cards together. And let's see, this is going to be upside down, this Christmas tree. I don't know. Oh, let me do it this. Okay. Well, I want them right side up on the front. So that I'll do it this way. So on the front, they'll be right side up. And then on the back, they'll be upside down, which doesn't really matter. And plus, I can always glue it down on something if I'm really worried about it. I'm not worried about it, but if I was, or if you were, you could glue it down and then you wouldn't see the upside down Christmas trees on the back. So there you go. There I go. This is a little uneven. Let me see if I can get that even there. Okay. And this is the last one. So if you're using plainer paper, you could decorate these. I kind of like the pattern that is on all of these. So I don't know. I could decorate like these with the dots. I could put something on there. I could see a little piece of ephemera on here. Or this one here too. You could put a word and a piece of ephemera. And this one. So these I probably wouldn't put anything. I really like all these little, you know, starry patterns and the snowflake like patterns there. And this is pretty too. So I don't know. I might decorate the ones that you know, next year. I'm not going to do it this year. I really do want to get everything put away because I have so many other things I want to do. But I also want to do this. So, you know, I only do one thing at a time, right? Don't we say that all the time? I'm one person. I kind of say that at work too. I'm like, I'm one person. And I can only do one thing at a time, pretty much. I mean, sometimes I try to do 2 or 3 things at a time, but I really like to do one thing at a time so I can make sure I do it right, right? Sometimes if you're doing 2 or 3 things at a time, you're like, did I do that right? Type of thing. Oh, that's super cute. I like that with the Christmas trees. I like that's really adorable. I'm glad that turned out where I have the whole, see how I have partial Christmas trees here, but I have, these are all whole Christmas trees, which turned out perfectly. So awesome. So we made this, you know, this little punch board. If you don't have it, I think I might have it. I think I have it linked in my Amazon links if you want to go through my links and look at how, I don't know how much they are now, but I don't think they're that much still. And it does not have anything that catches your, they should put a little something on the back, shouldn't they? That catches your cutoffs there. But they just come out here and you know, sit on your table or whatever. And it does come with, if you haven't seen this before, it comes with a bone folder right here. And this what's on here is instructions on how to make envelopes, and these are the measurements for making envelopes. And it's called Envelope Punch Board, and it's by We Are Memory Keepers. So this one is. So anyway, we made all of these. Let me put this out of the way so I can spread these out and show you what we made today. And we'll clean up too. put my trash in the trash. So here we go. Here's the, let's see. We made a bunch, didn't we? You didn't know, did you? We made so many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. So super fun, and look at all the scraps I used up now. All right, so anyway, I will see you in my next video. Y'all have a great day, and see you then.